morning to all of you. Today, I will start with what is known as sources of knowledge. I have explained to you what is the meaning of knowledge. You all know knowledge is defined as processed information, isn't it? But what are the sources of knowledge? From where literates, illiterates, everyone, from where they get knowledge? From where they get knowledge? From where you get knowledge? Just answer. ಯಾರು ಸೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. What are the sources of knowledge? From where you get knowledge? Latest thing from where you will get knowledge is media. Computer ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಬರಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ? Internet. Internet is the latest source through which you will get the latest knowledge. What is happening in any part of the world? Go for search engines like Google, Yahoo, and so many other things. You will get the thing. So that is the latest thing is all of you should say together Internet. Internet. Yes. So Internet is the latest source. With your mobile, of course smartphone, not ordinary phone, you will get all the information. This is for I and you. What about in those days when the Internet was not there? From where they used to get knowledge? Tell me. Huh? Interaction is one thing. Okay. It's a good answer. Who said interaction? Nimpa? Interaction is the most important aspect to know and to get information and to understand. What are the other sources of knowledge? For literates, what is the source of knowledge? See, books and paper. Books, you read books and get the knowledge. Of course, you have to process it and you get the knowledge. Illiterates, they are also very important. In no way illiterates are bad. They are also very good people. From where they get knowledge? Number one, interaction, she said, with others. There are so many sources of knowledge. For literates, educated persons, libraries are there. Beautiful thing is library, the concept of library. Believe it or not, India is known for excellent higher education in those days in 5th century. Nalanda, Taxila, Varanasi, all these universities were world famous. People used to travel from such a long distances, right from China and so many other countries, to get education in those days in Indian universities. It was very good education in Indian universities. I have read it. But what happened? Because of the students' strike and other things, the university boomed. Libraries were set on fire for months together. In the article I have read, people can see the smoke billowing to the sky. Such was the famous university limit. So, there are so many ways to get knowledge. Swamijis, the great sannyasis in those days, the great persons like Buddha, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Buddha and so many other important persons, they were able to provide knowledge to us. But the question is whether these knowledge people used to get, is it always right or correct? Not necessarily always correct, not necessarily always wrong. Then we have another type of getting knowledge, that is through what is called syllogism. What is called? Syllogism. I will write here. SYLLO, syllogism. Syllogism. What it means, I will tell you. In syllogism, there will be 3 steps. In syllogism, there will be 3 steps. Number 1, major statement. Number 2, actually it is called as major premise. Premise means statement. That's what down. Major premise, minor premise and conclusion. These are the 3 steps. That is also a way of getting knowledge. The question is getting knowledge through syllogistic argument, is it always correct? I will give you examples to make you understand. Not necessarily it used to be always correct. I will make a statement. Major statement I will make. All men are mortals. All men are mortals. Mortal and you know? Everyone has to die. Opposite of mortal is immortal. No one is immortal. We have to take birth and after certain years we have to go. All men are mortals. This is major statement, major premise. Minor premise. Socrates is a man. A great Greek philosopher. Just one example, you can put your name on later, no problem. Socrates is a man. What is the conclusion? Therefore, Socrates is mortal. You understand? So this is technically called, what the statement I have made, all men are mortal, general, and then particular. You can write G to P. This is called G to P. And this is known as deductive. Your deductive approach. Now I will make another statement. Same thing I will reverse it. Socrates is a man. Major statement. All men are mortal. Therefore, Socrates is also mortal. This is from have P to G, particular to G. Particular means Socrates is the man, I said. You understand? P to G, and this is called inductive method. You understand? This is called inductive method. Number one is deductive and inductive. Deductive means G to P, general to particular. Inductive means P to G, particular to general. You understand? I will make another statement to make you understand this. All of you look at me now. All birds have wings. All birds have wings. Myna. Myna is a bird. Therefore, Myna has wings. This is what type of approach? Deductive approach from general to particular. Now I will put the same thing in the reverse way. Myna is a bird. All birds have wings. Therefore, Myna has wings. This is P to G. What it is called? But the problem in syllogism is the statement which you make, that is important. Suppose if you say, all men are animals, so and so is a man, therefore he is also animal, means meaningless. Therefore we cannot believe syllogistic way of getting knowledge also. Then what is the way of getting a correct knowledge? It is only through scientific method. No doubt. Through scientific method, it is easy to get the correct knowledge. You understand? That is the reason, because research believes in scientific approach, not any other thing. But there are important things to understand, that's all. But very important thing is through the science. Science is very important. Scientific method is important. In scientific method, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Rather, you will be always in the right direction. Because the research depends on systematic and scientific way of conducting the research. You understand? So scientific method means what? You have to make use of empirical data. You have to use empirical data, facts, figures, data, and then you have to analyze. So you cannot go wrong. Just I would have straight away said scientific method is an important method like that. But I thought I must make you understand what are the sources of knowledge and how any source cannot become meaningful unless it is scientific in its approach. You understand? So science say yes sir. Yes, sir. Why are you sitting like dummies sir? Are you sleeping? One by one you are all coming, 10 o'clock the class starts and you are coming at 10:20. Don't do that from tomorrow onwards. Start early and come early, please. This is only a request. So scientific method is the only method. So research means have a scientific approach. Without scientific approach, no research can be conducted. No. The next thing is, I would like to talk to you about qualitative research and quantitative research. In your syllabi, they have mentioned positivism. Note down that please. Positivism and post-positivistic approach to research. I will explain that. Positivism and post It is beautifully explained like this. You all know what is epistemology? What is epistemology? Very good. Who said that? Who said that? What is epistemology? What is axiology? What is axiology? That is values. You understand? Epistemology means getting knowledge. Understanding the values means axiology. A-X-I-O-L-O-G-I. Axiology. See, positivism, to tell you in a very meaningful and in a very brief way, positivism means quantitative research. Understand this. Positivism means quantitative research. Post-positivism means qualitative research. You understand? These are the two important things you should know. But most of the researchers are done now on the lines of positivism, quantitative research only. Very few researchers are there as far as qualitative aspect is concerned. Because conducting qualitative research or post-positivistic approach to research is little difficult. I will tell you how over a period of time. So just one explanation is there, you just listen to it. Positivism is an epistemological position that holds that the goal of knowledge is simply to describe the phenomenon that we experience. We experience certain things, so that we try to explain. Whereas realists, post-positivistic persons, they say whatever you do in terms of positivism, that can be further improved and corrected through the qualitative research approach. That is post-positivistic approach to research. Simple, you should understand. Number one, positivism means quantitative research. Post-positivistic approach means qualitative approach. What is the difference between these two? That also I will explain. Just now I mentioned about scientific research. You can just note down what is scientific research. Research conducted for the purpose of, let me repeat, don't make noise. Research conducted for the purpose of contributing towards science. Science means don't think only physics, chemistry, mathematics. No. Even humanities and other areas. It also needs scientific approach. That's the meaning. Science, by the systematic collection, interpretation, and evaluation of data, and that too in a planned planned manner is called scientific research. So you are able to understand, dear students, positivism, post-positivistic approach to research, and you are able to understand that quantitative versus qualitative research. I will throw more and more light when I continue my discussion with this area of research. Now, I would like to take you all how to write a research proposal. It's a very important thing that is given in our syllabus. Heading you write research proposal. Research proposal. How many of you have conducted your master degree dissertations? Please put up your hands. So you know what is the meaning of proposing a research work. But still for others and for new people also, let me explain to you in the most beautiful way. If you want to do research proposal, the first step is identification of the area. Note down, identification of the area. The meaning here is, area means whether it is education, whether it is psychology, whether it is political science, whether it is computer science, whether it is economics, library science, physical education, anything. This is area. Your interest, whatever area you want to conduct research, you will going to identify the area. Within that area, second step, you have to write the topic, what exactly you want to do. So, second point is writing clearly the topic for research. Writing clearly the topic for research. I will give you one area from my side, and afterwards I am going to ask you, those who are already done your dissertation, you can mention the same thing. Or if you want to say something new, that is also welcome. You can note down the topic given by Dr. PRAHALAD. Moral judgment, note down, moral judgment and its relationship with intelligence, personality adjustment, and socio-economic status. Of pre-university students in the city of MYSURU. In the city of MYSURU. Did you all write? Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. You can suggest the topic which you have done in your master's degree. Anyone can stand up and tell me. Because you did not stand, you can sit and answer. Tell me. So many have raised your hands, you know, that you have done. Very good. Another person?
The study of
One by one. Study of?
emotional intelligence and academic achievement of
You have done for your MNT.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Like this. Topic you have to identify. So the third step. First step, identification the area from where you want to conduct the research and the topic, specific topic. Both the topics are correct ones that you have said. I can ask you, but it's a question of time, you know. The next one is writing the objectives. Writing the objectives. Actually, writing objectives is a crucial aspect of any research work. If the objectives are good, well written, then your research work will also give you proper direction. Whoever reads the objective, you should give the same meaning. Suppose if he reads, if she reads, both should understand in the same way. He understanding in some other way, she understanding in some other way means ambiguity. Ambiguity is the correct dvandvartha. No objective should be written bringing dvandvartha. There should be only one meaning. You understand? Writing object. What is an objective? What is an objective?
What we are going to study or
That's right. How will you define an objective? I will tell you. Please note down. Objective is an end point. Objective is an end point towards which all our activities are directed. Towards which all our activities are directed. See, always we keep objectives at the top. I will show you how. So here we write objectives. This is called ends or end point. And here it is learning experience. Here it is evaluation. This is called education. What is education means? You should say education is nothing but interplay between and among objectives, learning experience and education. You understand? So what is education? These three things. Relationship. What is learning experience? There is no time to wait. Learning experience means actual teaching. In the classroom, actual teaching what you do. I am giving you now here experience, learning experience I am providing to you. And then I want to find out whether you have understood or not. Then I will conduct a test. That is evaluation. You understand? Object, this is called apex. Highest point. Apex means highest point. Objectives will be always kept at the top. Because without proper objectives, you cannot conduct the right kind of research. So writing objectives is a very important activity. That is the third step. For example, the topic which I have given, I will give you a few objectives. Please note down. Number one, to prepare a moral judgment scale. To prepare a moral judgment scale. Second objective, to find out the relationship between moral judgment intelligence of pre-university students, because that is our topic here. In the same way you write, next one is personality adjustment. The next one is socio-economic status. After this, another objective I will tell you, note down, to find out the difference between moral judgment between boys and girls. Next objective, in the same way you can write, to find out the moral judgment of rural students and urban students. See, rural, urban, these are all variables. This I have told you. If you want to conduct the research, variables are very important. For example, boys, girls, two variables. You can also take the age. Age is also another variable. So like this, you have to write the objective. So writing objectives is a very, very important activity in conducting any research. Next step, research questions. You write next is research questions. What do you mean by research question? For example, I will give you a question like this. In this class, in this room, you can say, how many students are attending the UGC NET class? Number may be 100, 150, forget about it. Can this be a research question? Yes or no? How many fans are there in this hall or in this auditorium? How many desks are there? These are all not research questions. How many students are attending? Is it a research question? No. Then what is a research question? In any research question, there must be comparison of two or more than three variables. Then it becomes a research question. I will tell you how. See, in primary and secondary schools, especially in rural areas, attendance used to be always less. Why? Because there was no transportation facilities. For girls to reach school, no transportation facility. Although one bus will go, but if they miss the bus, they have to go home. Then our Karnataka government, during Yadurappa's time, I still remember, they introduced a cycle scheme providing bicycle to first girls, because girls' attendance is very important. Boys somehow they will manage to come, but girls they cannot. Then what happened? Bicycles were given to rural school girls. Then they waited for nearly 6 to 8 months whether the attendance will improve, and it improved. Because they started coming on the bicycle. They did not wait for the bus to come. Isn't it? Then how one can give a research question for this? I will tell you a very interesting thing. Whether introduction of bicycle scheme has improved bicycle, introduction of bicycle. Another is attendance. Bicycle you give, attendance you get. This is called research question. You understand? In the same way, many primary schools, children, even though the house is nearby, because of certain financial problems, getting food is a big problem for the students, primary school students, even secondary school students. So then, Government of India, of course, introduced in all states, including Karnataka, midday meals scheme they introduced. Bisi Uta Karikram. Even today it is there. So when food is given, definitely they will be present. Children, where they will go? Yes sir, no. Food is Uta Haktare, very good. Government schools in Ostende, breakfast. Now, ISKCON people are serving the food. Good food. There is a government school here. I know. They will give sufficient food. Either girls or boys improve early. Because boys are also equally important. Without boys, no girls. Without girls, no boys. Both are important. So, now, whether introduction of midday meals has improved their performance level in the examination. What type of question one can think? I will tell you. Whether introduction of midday meals has improved the percentage of passes at the primary level. Two things here. One is midday meals, another is percentage, that is pass percentage. So there is a link. This is a research question. You understand? All questions are not research questions. Advertisement after comes in. All nonis are not Amrut Noni. Anything like that. Because only when I say that, you will really understand. You are all very intelligent boys and girls. You understand, this is not research question. Ultimately, research question helps us to form hypothesis. You understand? Ultimately, research questions helps us to form or formulate hypothesis. You understand what is the research question? Can anyone tell me the topic which I have given? What type of research, one research question you can mention? Can you tell me? I will tell you. One thing so that you will understand others. See here, in my topic what I have given, moral judgment and its relationship to intelligence, personality adjustment and socio-economic status of pre-university students in the city of MYSURU. Here, moral judgment is a dependent variable. Yes or no? Yes. Moral judgment is a MJ, dependent variable. Intelligence, personality adjustment and socio-economic status. These three are independent variables. What type of research question you can plan? I have given you the clue. Whether students with intelligence can have a better moral judgment. You don't know. You find out. That means moral judgment depends on one's intelligence, one's personality adjustment, and one's socio-economic status. What is intelligence? Way of thinking. Intelligence is nothing but way of thinking, how you think. There are many, they don't think at all. They don't think at all. That is the reason why I often tell students like you and any other students, Thinking and inking goes together. Inking means writing. Thinking, inking goes together. In the examination, when the question paper is given, if the student has studied something, means he will answer. If he has not studied anything, he will see the question paper, he cannot think, he cannot ink, he will blink. Isn't it? That's the point. In the same way, whether personality adjustment of a student influences his or her moral judgment. That's the research question. Same way, socio-economic status. What is socio-economic status? Parents' education. ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯಂದ್ರ ಒಂದು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಹತೆ. ತಂದೆ ಓದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ತಾಯಿ ಓದಲ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ತಂದೆನೂ ಓದಲ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ತಾಯಿನೂ ಓದಲ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂತ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಹುಡುಗರು ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತರಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ರೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿಲಿ. ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಇಲಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಓದೇ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲಿಟ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್, ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಟ್. ಅಂತ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸಹಿತ ಬಹಳ ಮುಂದುವರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯ. ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಫ್ ದ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್, see literacy is different from education. What is the difference between literacy and education? Literacy means 3 R's: reading, writing and arithmetic. That's all, 3 R's. Educated means you can read, you can understand, you can interpret. That's education. We don't want only literacy. Literacy percentage is more in India, but thinkers are very, very less. You understand what I am telling? Literacy is not important. Educated and enlightened persons, they are very important. Otherwise, anybody can fool literates. Illiterates, you cannot fool. I will tell you, they are very intelligent. The so-called literates can be fooled in any direction. We don't want such type of education. We want children or adults who can think better, ink better, so that they participate in developmental activities of the society or the nation. Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, the questions. These questions can also be written in the form of hypothesis. I will tell you how. Now you write hypothesis. I am going to explain to you what is a hypothesis, how to write hypothesis. These are all very, very important things which I am going to explain to you now. You are all very intelligent students, I know. You can do a better thing. I will give you a definition for hypothesis. One second. What do you mean by hypothesis? Hypothesis means assumption. You assume and go. There is the relationship between moral judgment and intelligence. May or may not be, we don't know. You assume. So you can define hypothesis like this. A hypothesis, see hypothesis, HYPOTHSIS means only one hypothesis, single. Hypothesis means more than one, plural. You understand that? Hypothesis is a conjectural statement. Hypothesis is a conjectural statement of the relation between two or more variables. Conjectural statement andre guessing anta. Conjectural means to guess. To guess. Once again, I will tell you, a hypothesis is a conjectural statement of the relation between two or more variables. Again, variables has to come here. You can write, a research question is essentially a hypothesis. A research question is essentially a hypothesis asked in the form of a question. You can also say hypothesis is a tentative prediction. We don't know the truth, but we have to predict. Tentative ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಯೋಗಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. Hypothesis is a tentative prediction about the nature of relationship, between two or more variables. Nature of the relationship between two or more variables. We can also say a hypothesis is nothing but an educated guess. Hypothesis refers to a clever idea. Next, you can write down type of hypothesis. I will give you a beautiful example to make you understand. You write this hypothesis. I am dictating, note down this. There is no difference between boys and girls in their moral judgment. This is one hypothesis. I will repeat once again. There is no relationship, difference. There is no difference. Okay, difference area. There is no difference between boys and girls in their moral judgment. What type of hypothesis this is? This is called null hypothesis. N-U-L-L. Null hypothesis. Null antandre no relationship anta. This is called null hypothesis. You write the same hypothesis in another style. Again, I will dictate, you will note down. There is a relationship between boys and girls. In their moral judgment. Can anyone tell me what type of hypothesis is this? Very good. Alternative hypothesis. This is also called directional hypothesis. This is also called research hypothesis. Number one, there is a relationship. There is a relationship. So, this is called directional hypothesis. It is also called research hypothesis. Understand, children? Very good. Again, you write another hypothesis. Same hypothesis, I will put it in different way. There is a relationship. There is a relationship between boys and girls. Write like this. There is a difference between not relationship, but difference happening. There is a difference between boys and girls in their mean moral judgment scores. In their mean of the average, mean moral judgment scores. So I am using scores, means. What did you write to read? In their mean moral judgment. This is called statistical hypothesis. This is called statistical hypothesis. So you got so many types of hypothesis. Null hypothesis, alternative or directional or research hypothesis, then statistical hypothesis. You can use any type of hypothesis in your research. So this is in brief about hypothesis. It's a very important thing. If you have any doubts or questions, you can ask me. No problem. I will try to explain. Now, the next important thing is testing of hypothesis. Next you write testing. How to test the hypothesis? You have written the hypothesis. We want to test it. See what you will do. Let us take null hypothesis only. There is no relation, difference between boys and girls in their moral judgment. So what you will do to get the moral judgment of boys and girls, you will administer a questionnaire. That's the reason why you should prepare a moral judgment scale. Or you can use available standardized tools. You understand? I will tell you the difference between standardized tools. I will throw more light on that when I talk about tools of research. But now here for your understanding I am telling you, when you take up a ready-made tool, see standardized tool means readily available, use it. But your effort is not there. As far as dissertation level, okay, otherwise you have to think of, when you do PhD, now there is no MPhil according to National New Education Policy of 2020. After master degree, you was second to go for doctorate degree. It was there like that also. MPhil was not compulsory, but some people used to do MPhil, but now MPhil has been removed. Master of Philosophy. So what you will do? How to test the written hypothesis or formulated. Better if you say formulated. Formulation of hypothesis. You have formulated a hypothesis. So you will give a questionnaire. Students will answer. You will go and evaluate it. You will get the marks. You will tabulate the marks. Boys or girls, whatever it may be. And then you will subject that to statistical testing. You may do mean moral judgment treatment, you can give interpretation. Now I said there is no difference between boys and girls in their moral judgment. So you go with the no. Your answer, interpretation, also says no, there is no relationship. In the hypothesis there is no, result there is no, then what you will do, you will accept the hypothesis. How to accept the hypothesis is like this. No, no, accept it. There is no difference, but here you will get the difference. There is a difference, but the hypothesis says there is no. Then one side it is no, another side it is yes, then you reject the hypothesis. No, no, or yes, yes. Yes, yes, so accept it. Yes to no, reject it. This is how we have to reject or accept the hypothesis. You understand? Very simple. I told you just now, there is no difference between boys and girls in their moral judgment. Your result after giving statistical treatment also, there is no, accept it. There is no, but here there is yes, then you reject it. You understand testing of hypothesis? This is called testing of hypothesis. You will be knowing more and more about it when you just go into the actual work. All right. Next important stage is what is known as sampling techniques. Very important. Sampling techniques. Note down. Sampling, S-A-M-P-L-I-N-G, sampling techniques. This is a very crucial and important thing which I am going to explain to you now. MYSURU pak. If you understand sampling, first you should understand what is population. Very interesting. Understand it properly. Population. Here you want to find out moral judgment of pre-university students. Already I have given the topic. Where in the city of Mysuru? You can take Mysuru district also. How many talukas are there in Mysuru district? Very good. It's okay. I don't want to ask you what are those. You know it because you are all from, most of you are from city of Mysuru. Population. Now, imagine there are 50 pre-university colleges. Just example, it may be more than that or less than that. 50 colleges are there, pre-university colleges. Okay? Say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Total population, just to ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ಬೋದು ಒಂದು 20,000 ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ 15,000 there is 15,000 pre-university students from all the Mysore. If you take district, it's still more. Example, I am just telling you. 15,000 jana idare makkalu. You want to conduct moral judgment time. You need not go to all the 15,000 students to give questionnaire. This is called population of pre-university students in the city of Mysore. This is called population. Our name marketing is sample tavathiri. Ade sampling technique. You know, full Mysore Paco. Great food is there. Guru sweet marker. You know, complete. Imagine the population. Just a crude example to make you understand. You agree with the Guru sweet marker. Sample tintas what a tasty one. Sir, what are you? 4 kg, no, अर्धा kg, no, 100 gram, 50 gram. So population and sample represents population. Very well, an important statement I have made. Sample represents population. Now I am talking only about pre-university students, not other degree students or school students. Other separate research. So first population is important. Out of the population, 15,000 students ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು questionnaire print ಮಾಡಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಯಾರೋ ಹುಚ್ಚು ಅಂತಾರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಸಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸಾಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಗಳು ಇರೋದು. ಅಗೇನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಅಂತ ವೆರಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಒನ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು. Sample means just to take some percentage of population. The way you take the sample, it is called sampling technique. How you collect this sample is called sampling technique. What technique is I will go to explain to you in a very beautiful way. Don't worry about it. So, if you want to understand what is sampling technique, first you should understand the population. Even if I take the entire students here sitting, you know population. You all UGC NET examination students, you are all population. I want to know how this course going on, what type of teaching going on, what type of understanding you are having. I need not ask every one of you, no. I need not ask every population, everyone, all total population. I will ask for the 15 students or 20 students, 20 internet. Then I will find out how the course is running. Suppose if I ask only 1 or 2 girls or 1 or 2 boys, suppose if the Mysore Park is given stage quarter, right? Style, what is right? ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಇಬ್ಬರೇ ಹುಡುಗರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ that results in sampling error. Wrong. You have to take sufficient sample to represent the population. ಒಬ್ಬರೇ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ? ಓ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. ಅದು ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ದ ಟ್ರೂ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಟ್ರೂ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 20 ಜನ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. 20 ಜನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಒಬ್ರು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್. You understand what I am telling? So, population is the total number of students in any given course, maybe pre-university or degree or university, Master of Arts in Commerce in anything may be possible. So now, you have understood that population is the total number of example students or people. Now, types of sampling techniques will be next. Types of sampling techniques. Number one, probability sampling technique. Probability sampling technique and non-probability sampling technique. NON dash probability, PROBABILITY, probability sampling technique. Right? Number one, probability sampling technique. Probability sampling technique. In the examples afterwards I will explain one by one. Number one, simple random sample. Simple random sampling. ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. Stratified random sampling. STRATIFID, stratified random sampling. Then systematic sampling. Systematic sampling. Next, area sampling. Area, AREA. Area sampling. Next, cluster sampling. CLUSTER, cluster sampling. Next, multi-stage sampling. Multi-stage sampling. Non-probability in the next class I will explain because the time is up before I explain all these things. Number one, simple random sampling. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ 20 ಜನ ನಾನು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Then I will find out what is the nature of the teaching going on here, whether you are interested in this or not. How to select 20? That is not the way. There is a technique for that. You will say one, then split it according to one. Hello, Ananta. Hello, Muro.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Hey, ನೀವಿಬ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜ್ವರ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೋಗಿ ಬೇಗ. ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಮುಂದೆ.
51, 52.
57 ನೀವು.
61, 62, 63, 64, 65.
Total 65. ಇಲ್ಲಿ there are total 65 students. What I will do, if I know the record, I will write there. Actually, it's a huge number, but still I will make. There is another alternative also, but still I will make. 65 small slips I will take. Slip number ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 65 ticks. You know your number. ನಿಂದೇನು ನಂಬರ 4 ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಂದೇನಮ್ಮ 6 ನೀನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೀಟಿಗಳನ್ನ all the small slips after writing the numbers I will put it in a small bowl and then shake it. ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು 20. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲೇ ತೆಗೆಸ್ತೀವಿ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ. ಏನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅವರು ಬರಬೇಕು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ. 20 ಬಂತು ಮೊದಲು ಅಥವಾ 2 ಬಂತು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಔಟ್ 20 ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 20 ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್. ಹೌದಾನೆ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದೇ ಪ್ರಾಬಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್. ಪ್ರಾಬಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಚಾನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, another example is to be for this. Yes? ಲಾಟ್ರಿ. ಲಾಟ್ರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೊಡಿಬೋದು. ನನಗೆ ಹೊಡಿತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೊಡಿತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಟ್ರಿ is a beautiful example for simple random selection. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅದೊಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಈ 65 ಜನ 20 ಜನ ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. I don't know, but I am doing it in a meaningful way. So this is called simple random sampling technique. ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. 65 ಜನ ನೀವು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೇಮ್ಗಳನ್ನ. ಎ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಿರೋ ಫಸ್ಟ್, ಬಿ ಸಿ ಡಿ ಇ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, 2ನೇ ನಂಬರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ಬಿ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಲೈಕ್. 2 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 4. 4 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 6 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಹೋಗಿ 20 ನಂಬರ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್. ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್? ಈ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು 65 ಜನ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು 3 ತಗೋತೀನಿ. 3 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 6 7. 6 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 9. 9 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 12. ಹೀಗೆ I can keep on taking till I get 20. For systematic sampling, which is the best example which you have noticed, ಯಾವುದು? ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಏನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್. ಈಗ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಿಫೈಡ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಡಮ್ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್? ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಾಸ್. I told you a research topic I have given you, moral judgment, its relationship with intelligence, personality assessment, social assessment of pre-university students. At pre-university level, what type of categories of students you will get? Number 1, science. Hey, science. ಎರಡನೇದಾರ ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್, ಮೂರನೇದಾರ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಇದು 3 stratas. 3 ಗುಂಪುಗಳಿವೆ. ಈ 3 ಜನರನ್ನ ನೀವು have to collect through random sampling technique only candidates and then administer the questionnaire and conduct the research. This is called stratified random sampling technique. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Yes please. Yes. ಹೇಳಿ. means two groups. You can compare that is also true status. Homogeneous andreno, where you will see the homogeneous students from class 1 to class 8. You will get the same age level. Yella adunu first standard alli ellu 6 ವರ್ಷದವರೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Degree is it homogeneous or heterogeneous group ಇದು? ಪಕ್ಕಾ heterogeneous group ಇದು. Heterogeneous ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಭಿನ್ನವಾದಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಯಸ್ಸುಗಳು. ಹೋಮೋಜಿನಿಯಸ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಈಗ 1ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸೇರ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 6+ ಅಂತ ಇರೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು 6 ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. 7 8ಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮಚ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಮೋಜಿನಿಯಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿಲಿ. B.Ed ಬಂದ್ರಂತೂ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ದಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯೂ. ನೋ. So these are the two categories, heterogeneous and homogeneous. Gotaita homogeneous group andre heterogeneous group andre. Gotaita makka. See, research is very interesting thing. I love to teach research. See, there are so many things. What I will do, I will wait till the next class is coming, and then I will talk to you about other things. Would that be all right?